A man walks out of prison and instead of starting a new life, immediately begins planning the most dangerous heist in the world, robbing the three biggest casinos in Las Vegas. The movie is called Ocean's 11. Hello friends, I'm Sam, and you are watching Know the Story Global. Before starting the video, I have a small request. If you are new to this channel, then please do subscribe. Our story begins with a man named Danny Ocean. Danny was a professional thief who had been sentenced to 4 years in prison for robbery. The moment he gets released, the first thing he does is completely transform his appearance. Dressed in a stylish suit, carrying himself with confidence, and looking incredibly sophisticated, no one would ever guess that he had been sitting inside a prison cell just a few hours earlier. Soon afterward, he heads straight to Las Vegas. There, Danny tracks down his old friend Rusty Ryan at a casino. Rusty is not only his closest friend, but also his former partner in crime. At the time, Rusty is busy participating in a private poker game. Danny casually joins the same table. Even though they instantly recognize each other, both pretend to be strangers. However, once the game is over, they sit down together and begin reminiscing about the old days. That is when Danny reveals his true mission. His target is not an ordinary bank or jewelry store. He wants to rob the 3 biggest casinos in Las Vegas, all at the same time. The problem is that courage alone won't be enough for a job of this magnitude. They need a perfect team. For that reason, Danny and Rusty visit Ruben Tishkoff, a former casino tycoon. When Ruben hears their plan, he bursts out laughing. According to him, robbing Las Vegas's top casinos is impossible. The buildings are protected by cameras, motion sensors, and countless security guards. Over the years, many people have attempted similar heists, but none have ever succeeded. But Danny and Rusty are not the kind of men who give up easily. When Ruben asks which casinos they intend to target, Danny names 3 of the most famous casinos in the city: Bellagio, the Mirage, and MGM Grand. The moment Ruben hears those names, his expression changes completely. Those 3 casinos belong to his business rival, Terry Benedict, a man Ruben absolutely despises. Suddenly, what seemed like a crazy idea becomes an opportunity for revenge. As a result, Ruben agrees to finance the operation. With the funding secured, the mission officially begins. Danny and Rusty start recruiting some of the most talented criminals in the city. The first to join is Frank Catton, a waiter working at Bellagio who knows every detail about the casino's internal operations. Next come the mechanic brothers Virgil and Turk Malloy, experts in driving and technical work. After them, they recruit Livingston Dell, a surveillance specialist capable of hacking sophisticated security systems. Veteran con artist Saul Bloom and the highly skilled acrobat Yin soon become part of the crew as well. Now only one important specialist remains: explosives expert Basher Tarr. When Danny and Rusty finally find him, Basher is in the middle of breaking into a bank. His method of breaking into the vault is so unique that everyone watching is left amazed. Unfortunately, his partners make a critical mistake. They fail to disable the security alarm, and the police arrive almost immediately. Basher is arrested, but Rusty is just as clever as ever. Disguising himself as a government official, he tricks the police and manages to get Basher released. After hearing the details of the casino heist, Basher eagerly joins the team. Finally, the youngest member of the crew, Linus Caldwell, is recruited. Linus is a master pickpocket, capable of stealing items from people's pockets without them ever noticing. With everyone assembled, the team now consists of 11 members, and that is why the operation is called Ocean's 11. The entire crew gathers at Ruben's mansion. That night, Danny presents the full briefing. He explains that the cash reserves of Bellagio, Mirage, and MGM Grand are all stored in a single, ultra-secure vault. Normally, the vault contains between $70 and $80 million. However, in just a few days, a major boxing event is scheduled to take place. On that day, betting activity and casino transactions will be at their highest level. According to estimates, the vault will contain nearly $150 million. The moment the crew hears that number, their eyes light up with excitement. But Danny quickly brings them back to reality. Reaching the vault is almost impossible. Every security gate is protected by access codes that automatically change every 12 hours. Beyond that lies a highly secured elevator that can only be activated using the fingerprints of Terry Benedict, the chief security officer, or the casino manager. If anyone attempts to take a shortcut, motion sensors will immediately trigger a complete lockdown of the system. And even if they somehow manage to reach the vault, armed security guards will be waiting for them. And let's assume they overcome all those obstacles. Escaping the casino with $150 million would still be an entirely different challenge. The mission sounded almost impossible, but that very challenge only motivated everyone even more. The next morning, preparations began in full swing. Team members started keeping a close eye on the casino and its surroundings. They carefully observed the guards' routines, shift schedules, habits, and every possible security loophole. During this surveillance, Rusty manages to steal a security guard's access card with the help of a dancer. Using that card, Livingston disguises himself as a maintenance worker and enters the surveillance room. Once inside, he secretly installs a special computer chip. Thanks to that chip, Danny and Rusty's team can now monitor and control the casino's security cameras remotely from Ruben's house. Everything is going according to plan, but while leaving the casino, one small mistake almost ruins the entire operation. Just as Livingston is about to leave, a security guard suddenly appears in front of him. For a moment, he freezes in fear, convinced that he has been caught. He quickly tries to walk away, but the guard calls him back. Watching through the CCTV feed, Danny and Rusty become extremely nervous. Then, with a smile, the guard hands Livingston the mobile phone he had accidentally left behind in the surveillance room. Only then does everyone breathe a relief.
Meanwhile, Danny sends Basher to study the casino's power supply system because they will need to shut it down on the night of the robbery. At the same time, Linus enters the casino and carefully observes every movement and every detail inside the building. Danny then decides that before targeting the real vault, they should build an exact replica of it. As a result, the entire team gets to work constructing a duplicate of Bellagio's vault so they can rehearse every step of the operation beforehand. While the replica vault is being built, Rusty meets with Linus. He explains that Terry Benedict is an extremely disciplined man. He keeps a close eye on every employee and security guard in his casinos. If anyone crosses him, he can ruin their life without hesitation. But even a powerful man like Benedict has one weakness: a woman. Linus doesn't know her name, but the moment Rusty sees her, he immediately recognizes her. Her name is Tess, and this is where the story takes a new turn. Rusty pulls Danny aside and tells him that if this entire mission is really about winning Tess back, then he wants no part of it. That's when we learn that Tess is actually Danny's ex-wife and is now in a relationship with Terry Benedict. Danny admits that Tess is certainly one of the reasons behind the mission. However, he insists that his emotions will not interfere with his judgment. The mission comes first. Everything else can wait. Tess works as a museum curator, and Benedict visits her at the museum. The two make plans to have dinner together that evening. That night, Tess is waiting for Benedict at a restaurant.
But the hand that suddenly rests on her shoulder does not belong to Benedict. It's Danny. Tess is far from happy to see him and immediately tells him to leave. Danny apologizes for his past mistakes and asks for another chance. but Tess firmly refuses. She makes it clear that Benedict is now part of her life. Danny remains calm because something entirely different is occupying his mind. At the same time, Saul has already entered Benedict's casino disguised as a wealthy businessman. Dressed in an expensive suit, accompanied by bodyguards and carrying himself like a billionaire, he introduces himself as an international arms dealer named Lyman Zerga. When Benedict meets him, Saul speaks with a flawless Russian accent and explains that a shipment of extremely valuable diamonds and jewelry will soon arrive in Las Vegas. He needs a highly secure location to store them. Benedict offers him a secure house, but Saul rejects the offer. He claims that his valuables are so precious that they require an even more secure location. In reality, Saul is subtly planting an idea in Benedict's mind, using Benedict's own vault. After the meeting, Benedict goes to meet Tess and is surprised to find Danny there. Tess introduces Danny as her ex-husband. Benedict mocks Danny's past criminal past and prison record, but Danny remains patient and composed. Back at Ruben's house, the replica vault is finally complete. The entire team begins practicing. According to the plan, Yen will be hidden inside a cash cart and smuggled into the vault.
During the rehearsals, Yen proves that nobody else could perform the stunt better than him. Just then, Basher returns. The moment everyone sees him, they are shocked. While inspecting the underground tunnels and power grid, he has become completely filthy. Basher explains that the casino's power network is incredibly complex. Shutting it down manually is almost impossible. However, he has another idea. If they can obtain an electromagnetic impulse generator, they can cut power to the entire area for approximately 30 seconds. And within those 30 seconds, they must complete the most critical part of the operation. The moment they hear this, Danny and Rusty gather a few team members and set out to steal the device. After taking considerable risks, they successfully complete the mission. But another problem arises on the way back. Linus attracts the attention of several suspicious individuals who begin following him. Danny's team rushes to rescue him in a van. Linus smashes through a window and jumps out of a building, barely escaping. During the chaos, Yin injures his hand. After returning to Ruben's house, they receive yet another piece of bad news. Livingston reveals that Terry Benedict has placed him on a suspicious persons list. That means security personnel will immediately focus on him the moment he enters the casino. Rusty instantly blames Danny. He believes meeting Tess was a huge mistake, and that Danny's personal involvement has now put the entire operation at risk. As a result, the team decides that on the day of the heist, Rusty will have complete command of the operation.
Danny agrees without argument. And then, the night everyone has been waiting for finally arrives, the night of the boxing match. The first phase of the plan begins. Virgil and Turk arrive at Bellagio carrying Saul's supposedly valuable briefcase. Along the way, a man recognizes Saul and calls him by his real name, but everyone assumes the man is crazy and ignores him. Two team members quietly escort him outside, and the operation continues smoothly. At the vault entrance, the briefcase is scanned. The machine detects only 4 green diamonds inside. No threat is identified. Finally, Benedict agrees to store the briefcase in his vault. At that very moment, Linus appears before Benedict as an officer from the Nevada Gaming Commission. And this is where the team's real game begins. While Benedict is busy listening to Linus, Rusty and the rest of the crew are arranging to send Yen toward the vault, hidden inside a large trunk. Linus informs Benedict that a wanted criminal named Frank Catton has been working in the casino under a fake identity. Of course, Frank is actually one of their own team members, and exposing him is part of the plan. Linus expertly steals a slip of paper from Benedict's pocket containing the security codes for the next 12 hours. Meanwhile, Frank is merely fired from his job and escorted out of the casino. Taking advantage of this distraction, Virgil and Turk disguise themselves as cash delivery workers and transport the trunk to the vault guards.
The guards ask for identification, but the two brothers immediately begin arguing with each other and claim that they accidentally left their ID cards at home. Annoyed by their constant bickering, the guards decide not to investigate further. And just like that, the trunk, with Yen hidden inside, successfully enters the most secure vault in the entire casino. At the same time, Danny approaches Tess. The moment she sees him, she realizes he wouldn't be there without a reason. She warns him that if he tries anything suspicious, he could find himself in serious trouble. But Danny calmly tells her that he has only come to say goodbye. And with those words, he gives her a farewell kiss. Little does she know, that move is exactly what Danny wanted. Benedict's two bodyguards, who have been watching Tess closely, immediately grab Danny and escort him to a private room. Inside waits a large, intimidating man who seems more than ready to teach Danny a painful lesson. As soon as the guards leave, however, the man apologizes to Danny and says he may have punched him a little too hard earlier. That's when we realize that he too is part of Danny's plan. With his help, Danny gains access to a hidden section above an elevator and quickly climbs inside. Meanwhile, Linus has successfully crossed multiple security checkpoints and reached the elevator. However, a guard in the control room notices his movements on the surveillance cameras and begins to grow suspicious. The situation could become dangerous. But at that exact moment, Saul delivers another masterful performance. Just as the guard's attention shifts toward Linus, Saul suddenly clutches his chest and collapses to the floor as if he's suffering a heart attack. Instantly, the entire security team abandons their monitors and rushes to help him. Seizing the opportunity, Livingston switches the camera feeds to pre-recorded footage. Now it becomes clear why Saul's fake heart attack was so important. A short while later, Rusty arrives disguised as a doctor. After pretending to examine Saul, he solemnly declares him dead. Virgil and Turk, who were already present, then carry Saul's body away. Meanwhile, Linus opens the elevator hatch and is shocked to find Danny waiting inside. At that moment, he realizes that Danny and Rusty's earlier argument was nothing more than an act. Working together, the two men secure ropes outside the elevator and begin descending through the shaft. As soon as the signal is given, Basher activates the EMP device. Moments later, a powerful electromagnetic pulse shuts down electricity across much of Las Vegas for nearly 30 seconds.
At that exact moment, Benedict is so focused on watching the boxing match with Tess that he has no idea what is happening inside his casino. Using the darkness to their advantage, Danny and Linus descend the shaft on ropes. 30 seconds later, the power returns. But by then, the crucial part of the operation has already been completed. They have reached the vault. The two guards stationed outside are quietly knocked unconscious, and Danny and Linus move inside. There, they discover another surprise. Inside the main vault is an even more secure inner vault where the actual cash is stored. Danny opens the briefcase and removes the green diamonds inside. Then he begins knocking loudly on the vault door. Receiving the signal, Yen responds from inside and indicates the exact locations where the explosives need to be placed. And now comes one of the biggest twists in the story. Those green diamonds inside the briefcase aren't diamonds at all. They are explosives. Danny carefully attaches them to the vault's door and prepares the detonator. But there's a problem. Yen's hand has been trapped near the door. Watching through the monitors, Livingston desperately tries to warn Danny. Unfortunately, the signal never reaches him. Danny presses the detonator. Nothing happens. Everyone freezes in confusion.
Then they realize the problem. Danny forgot to insert the batteries into the detonator. The batteries are quickly installed and the trigger is pressed again. This time, a massive explosion tears the vault door apart. And because of that unexpected delay, Yen's life is spared. At the same moment, Livingston sends another signal to Rusty. By now, Rusty has abandoned his doctor disguise and changed into another identity. He dials a number. Moments later, a phone begins ringing inside Tess's pocket. Tess is stunned. She doesn't even own a phone. At Benedict's insistence, she answers the call. On the other end is Rusty. Rusty calmly informs Benedict that his vault is currently being robbed. Both Benedict and Tess are completely confused. Only then does Tess realize that Danny slipped the phone into her pocket during that goodbye kiss. Rusty tells Benedict to check the security cameras. At first, everything appears normal on the monitors, but then Livingston removes the fake footage and switches to the real camera feed. Benedict's heart nearly stops. On the screen, Danny, Linus, and Yen can be seen stuffing $150 million into bags. Benedict is furious. He sends Tess away and tells Rusty that getting into the vault is one thing.
Getting out alive is another. But Rusty has already planned for that as well. He explains that they have filled only half the money into bags. The other half remains inside the vault with explosives attached to it. If Benedict tries anything clever, the entire vault will be blown to pieces. Now Benedict has only two choices: save half the money or lose everything. With no alternative, he agrees to their demands. However, his manager secretly alerts the SWAT team. Outside the casino, the guards load the bags into a waiting van as instructed. At the same time, the SWAT team begins advancing toward the vault. Then suddenly, a massive explosion erupts inside. The SWAT team storms in and reports that neither the thieves nor the money are anywhere to be found. Everything has vanished. Benedict assumes the entire fortune is being transported away in the van. He immediately orders his men to stop it. The van is intercepted. Its tires are shot out, but seconds later it explodes. Instead of money, colorful party flares and clouds of smoke burst out. And the most shocking discovery of all,
There is no driver inside, only a security camera. Virgil and Turk have been controlling the van remotely the entire time. Now Benedict is completely stunned. When he's informed that there wasn't a single dollar inside the vehicle, a realization suddenly strikes him. He immediately turns to his manager and asks a very important question. Did the CCTV footage say the word Bellagio on the floor of the vault? The manager shakes his head and says no, and at that very moment, Benedict finally realizes how brilliantly he had been played. A few days earlier, he had installed a brand new tile on the floor of the vault with the word Bellagio written on it. But that tile was nowhere to be seen in the footage he had watched, which could only mean one thing. The footage wasn't from the real vault at all. It had been pre-recorded, and it had been recorded inside the replica vault that Danny's team had built at Ruben's house. What everyone thought was merely practice had actually been the biggest masterstroke of the entire operation. And the most impressive part? By the time Benedict was watching the fake footage, Danny and his team were already far away with the real money. Even the SWAT team that Benedict trusted wasn't real. It was actually Rusty and his crew in disguise. They had arrived, collected the money, and walked away without anyone suspecting a thing. Meanwhile, Benedict's condition was beyond miserable.
His entire fortune had been stolen right in front of his eyes, and he still didn't understand exactly when or how it had happened. Consumed by anger and frustration, one name suddenly comes to his mind: Daniel Ocean. Without wasting a second, he rushes toward the room where he had sent Danny to be beaten up. But the moment he opens the door, he is stunned. Inside, the large man is still pretending to beat Danny. It becomes clear that after completing his real mission, Danny quietly returned to the room and resumed acting as if he were still being punished. Benedict immediately asks Danny whether he had anything to do with the robbery. But Danny reacts as though he's just heard the strangest news imaginable. "Robbery?" he asks in surprise. "What robbery? I have no idea what you're talking about." Danny's innocent expression only makes Benedict even more furious. He orders the guards to throw Danny out. But as Danny is leaving, he delivers a line that strikes Benedict right where it hurts.
Did somebody steal everything you had? Now Benedict is absolutely convinced that Danny knows something. For one last time, he demands the truth. Tell me honestly, were you involved in this robbery? Instead of answering directly, Danny asks a question of his own. If I can help you get your money back, will you leave Tess? Without even thinking, Benedict immediately agrees. And in that moment, his true nature is revealed. To him, money is more valuable than love.
Danny then tells him that he knows a man who has information on almost every thief in America. If he is given 72 hours, he might be able to discover something useful. But Benedict no longer trusts a single word coming out of Danny's mouth. He calls the police and has Danny arrested. Meanwhile, Rusty plays the final card in his master plan. He calls Tess and tells her to turn on the television in her hotel room and switch to channel 88. As soon as she changes the channel, a recorded video begins playing. In the footage, Benedict himself can be seen saying that if he gets his money back, he will immediately leave Tess. Watching this, Tess finally realizes a painful truth. To Benedict, she was nothing more than a possession, something that could be discarded whenever necessary. Danny, on the other hand, had risked everything for her. He had gone to prison, he had risked his freedom, he had even risked his life. Meanwhile, the police are escorting Danny away in handcuffs. At that moment, Tess arrives. In front of everyone, she proudly identifies Danny as her husband. Benedict tries to stop her, but Tess simply says, "I've seen everything." And with those words, she leaves Benedict forever and walks toward Danny. In a single night, Benedict loses both his fortune and his girlfriend.
Meanwhile, the love between Danny and Tess begins to bloom once again. After all, each member of the crew receives approximately $13 million as their share of the heist. 6 months later, Danny is finally released from prison. Rusty arrives to pick him up. As Danny approaches the car, he notices Tess sitting inside. The two exchange warm smiles. It is obvious that their love story has begun once again. But the story doesn't end there. As their car drives away, 2 of Benedict's men can be seen following them from a distance. And with that, the story comes to an end. Friends, this story teaches us that power and money aren't everything. Sometimes, perfect planning, a trustworthy team, and the right decisions at the right time can overcome even the strongest security systems. Danny Ocean and his crew showed us that when every member is an expert in their field, even an impossible mission can become possible. At the same time, the story also reminds us that greed and arrogance can blind a person. And that is exactly why someone as powerful as Terry Benedict suffered such a devastating loss. Now I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you were in Danny Ocean's place, would you have had the courage to attempt such a risky heist? And among the entire Ocean's 11 crew, who was your favorite character? Danny, Rusty, Linus, or someone else? Friends, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Know the Story Global, for more movie explanations like this. Every single subscription motivates me to bring you more amazing stories. I'll see you in the next video with another unforgettable tale. Until then, take care of yourselves. Thank you.